Yo,
but it didn't get picked up by everybody. There's a reason why.
Welcome to No Catch Up Chicago, for Chicago, by Chicago. I'm your host, Sean Little. Nick the Quick's in the building.
Yes, sir. Victory Tuesday.
Fresh out the whip.
Fresh out the whipper.
Fresh out the whip. We
no
had to
prep.
Hop straight on.
We're going no prep today, y'all. This is off the cuff. It's 100% freestyle. Nothing written. You know what I'm saying? Giving bars today.
Absolutely. We're talking Bulls last night. Dropped again to the Spurs. Interesting game. LaVine. We'll talk about that. Bears, Giants.
Well, Zach Bryant.
What's up?
Zach Bryant. Zach Westbrook.
Oh, Zach Westbrook. Then we got the Bears, Giants preview coming up.
Gee, man.
I've heard trap game. We'll talk about that. I got a hot take on this game and coming up, and just it's going to be an interesting take. Baker Mayfield. I have to talk about this.
Bake.
I'm really interested. I think me and you are going to be on opposite spectrums here.
I'm coming around, but yeah, probably.
But I'm excited to talk about that.
Of course.
We'll talk some NFL. We'll talk some Black Twitter. We'll talk everything.
Yes.
What's happening?
And as usual, hit us on the chat line.
Yeah, hit us on the chat. I'm about to pull it up right now.
Yeah, we've been having some fun with this. All good, bro. You know, nice little Thanksgiving dinner. I'll tell the story. So we didn't talk about this last week, and I think I forgot to mention it when we were talking about cooking. But I went over to my girl's house for Thanksgiving, my girl's mom's house for Thanksgiving. I don't know about y'all, man. I don't know if this is a black people thing or not, but like when it comes to Christmas and Thanksgiving, like, bro, we eat at like 2:30, 3 o'clock. Like, no joke. You know what I'm saying? When you see Christmas dinner at 3 o'clock, you know what I mean? By 6 o'clock, you're going back for that third or fourth plate, whatever it might be, round two. So we go over to her mom's house. Bro, dinner is served at 8:30. 8:30. So, like, we get over there like 5. I'm kicking it. You know, they like to drink and stuff before we eat, which is fine. You know, I'm always down to have a few cocktails. It gets to, like, around 7:30. Like, it's funny. They took a picture of, like, a group, and, like, they zoomed in on my face, and I'm just sitting there looking unhappy because it's now 7:30. Food is still not on my plate. I'm ready to go. I'm starving, and we still haven't eaten.
Yeah, that's wild.
8:30.
That's crazy.
8:30. Christmas, they ate like, bro, I swear Christmas, they ate like 11.
Yo. I don't
But
know.
all respect, the food is fire. No disrespect, but yeah, go ahead.
No, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
I would have been highly upset.
Yeah, I was.
I would have been upset.
My mom even hit me the next day. She's like, everything okay with you yesterday? I'm like, no, I didn't eat till 8:30. You know what I'm saying? I went to Jamie and Eli's crib in the morning, you know, kicked it, watched the game over there, had a few cocktails, and I was ready to eat.
8:30, that's through all the games.
Bro.
Everything is over.
Everything was over. I was over.
Low key, I was sleeping by 9:30, 10.
Real talk.
Real talk.
I'm trying to tell you. I'm used to eating at 2:30 on holidays, bro. Like, I remember my mom used to be cooking food for Christmas, and it'd be like 11:30. I'd be like, what's up? Can we eat? You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah. We got some.
How's everything else, though? Yeah, there was like 8:30. Whoa. Shout out my guy, Sports and Shoes
8:30
TV.
is reckless, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And she stays at like 103rd and Western, so it's like eating at 8:30 and then driving all the way back up north.
Yeah, this sounds tragic.
Not a bueno.
And the Bears got a W, so that was good. A good little morning cutoff, no doubt.
Yeah.
Dude, I was in Vegas.
Yep.
The weather was great.
I thought you were staying off the strip. Every night it looked like you was posting on the strip.
Yeah, I was on the strip.
They call you.
They called me.
You hear the music, you don't dance.
It's too much action.
Too much action. When you know the strip is right over the horizon, you gotta go.
I was kicking it with the fam, and then I would drive down and I would go grab some grub and I'd watch some games in the sports book and just kick it.
So you weren't getting rowdy?
No rowdy, nothing crazy. Nothing crazy at all.
Yeah.
I definitely didn't eat that late. I ate early. My dude, they smoked up the turkey. They did everything. And
Black
you know
people,
what? You know when I really went to the strip to kick it was like the whole family was doing they were going shopping at Thursday night and then Friday morning, and I'm not here for that.
You're not doing that Black Friday.
I'm not doing the
So
Black
your family
Friday.
does the Black Friday? They're into that?
They're into that.
Wow.
Yeah, so they go out, they go get some stuff. I think it's also my cousins got young kids, so they go out and they'll go like take them out to do something.
I think it's like a lot of people who do it, it's like a family tradition.
Yeah.
But to me, I don't want to wait in a long ass line. I don't like people. Like I'm gonna keep it real. Like I go to the store when people aren't there.
Yeah.
So like I shop at off hours. I hate nothing more. I hate shopping than when there's a bunch of people.
So
like that's like my worst nightmare. You know what I mean? Like I'll hit the store super early when no one's there or super late when no one's there.
Yeah.
Middle of the day is not for me, bro. I see enough people throughout the day. I don't need to talk to anybody else.
All right, I feel you. Let's jump into this Bulls game.
Yeah.
They take a loss, 108-107.
Uh-huh.
Now 5-16.
Great.
great. I'm with you.
Zion.
I'm with
RJ,
I'm with losing as many
Cam.
games as possible. I love all that, right? I'm just gonna jump right in. I'm gonna play this clip from last night. If you watched the game, we're not here to do recaps. We're here to give takes.
Yeah.
You saw what happened. You saw LaVine take a 27-footer down one, waved off the screen. I'm gonna play it right now.
Confidence waved off the screen.
Yeah.
I'm Zach LaVine.
So I'm gonna play that right now. Pull me up, Aaron, and then we'll get into that.
Yep.
Here comes Wendell. Now he's waved away. Fred wanted to screen. LaVine said no. He turned it down. LaVine dancing.
On me, coach with the confidence.
He's always wearing that orange hoodie, bro.
And I appreciate that. So,
I think it's like
I got to put the ball in the hoop to get us a win.
The ball was in our best player's hands. Who had it going, especially early in the quarter. I thought he, obviously kept us in that game the way he started that quarter. Jabari, I thought, made some really good plays for us as well. But yeah, I mean, that's the one thing that I would have liked was the attack. And again, I have confidence in Zach. That's why I didn't call the timeout.
I'm a confident shooter. Shot that a lot, made a lot of shots like that. So, I could have had an opportunity to go to the hoop. I didn't want him to double team me.
It's such a bad look.
The pick away, but I'm going for the win regardless. That's my confidence. I'm trying to get some energy. Staying on the streak. The way LaMarcus Aldridge is playing. I'm shooting a three. So if I make it, different result. If I don't, it's a bad shot, but I don't care. I think I can.
All right, so that's the take.
He should have just kept it on his face right there. That's not everything.
That was the take. It was. Give me your thoughts on the look.
So number one, I don't get the "I'm going for the win" comment. Just first and foremost, because you were down one. So going for the two is going for the win, right? Going for the higher percentage shot is good. It's not like you were down two and you were trying to go for the three to go up one. You were down one, and that was that. So I'm not sure what he meant on that one, but it was an awful shot. It was just awful, man. He's shooting 29% from three-pointers, so it's not like he's a marksman. You know what I mean? It's not like he's someone that, that step-back three is like his go-to move or whatever the case may be. He waves off the screen, so clearly kills the play that they called. Decides to go into hero ball on DeMar DeRozan, who is, 2 or 3 inches. I mean, DeMar DeRozan's 6'8", right? 6'7". So he's a big dude. Obviously, you're not going to get your shot off over him like that. Look, man, I mean, whatever, I guess. It was a terrible shot. Just terrible shot.
Let's just keep it all the way clean. It was a terrible shot. Yeah. Who cares?
Yeah, who cares, though? I guess, at the end of the day, who cares?
He went into talking about the going for the win thing. I don't understand because, like you said, a go to the bucket, go up one and put the pressure back on them. Do whatever you got to do.
Do whatever you got to do.
He mentioned in that clip or in his post-game presser that the way LaMarcus had it going, the way those guys were playing, that he didn't even want to give them a shot at two. He wanted to shoot three. That was kind of his logic there, and he's confident in the shot. Listen, he's wrong. He knows he's wrong. He's trying to back up what he did, but let's move on. Yeah. People are losing their mind on Twitter. I saw people were giving him heat, this, that, and the third. It's like, it was a bad shot.
Yeah.
I think the bigger thing is, Hoiberg has a timeout, doesn't use it because doesn't want to set up the whole thing.
Sure.
I think it just we've seen this multiple times now with Hoiberg, with Jimmy Butler and different things.
Bro, yeah.
He just doesn't command that respect.
Not at all.
When he's calling Wendell up to give you a screen, he thinks that's the best way to get a bucket.
Right.
And he's the coach, and that's kind of what you have to listen to that.
Right.
And maybe you have a conversation after, like, hey, coach, in a spot like that, I think I'd rather not get the double, do that, whatever.
Unless you've built up the equity to call off that play, which he has not. You know what I mean? Obviously he's paid like someone who can call off that play, but yeah, I mean, if you're Fred Hoiberg, Zach LaVine doesn't have the right to call off plays yet. So I think it's an indictment on Fred. But there's been, like you said, there's been several things that are indictment on him. He's not a strong leader. He would not do that if he feared his coach afterwards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Patty Mills isn't going to do that in San Antonio, and Patty Mills has been in the league for 10-plus years, because he knows Popovich is going to be all up in that ass. you might not play tomorrow. You know what I mean? You're not doing that to Tibbs. You're not doing that to some of these stronger-minded coaches who control the locker room. And the thing is, Fred had the right idea. It's not like Fred was calling some ridiculous play. Let's use Wendell Carter, who's a great screener, and try to get a higher percentage bucket. Not you dribbling around for a few seconds and then taking just a terrible step back that everybody knew was coming.
Because when you bring the screen up there, you have tons of options now.
Tons of options. Pick and roll, whatever you want to do.
You could even – I know it's not his first option to dump to Wendell, but if you get doubled crazy and he's open, then you drop it to him.
I thought you were just trying to go for the win, though.
Right, and let him
So
shoot a bucket.
were you trying to go for the win,
Right.
or were you trying to get the team to win the game? There's a difference. When he
a good
said,
point.
I'm trying to go for the win, I want this win. I want the Sports Center walk-off highlight. That's what I want.
That's a great point.
We're at home. I'm feeling good. I want the UC behind me. I want to show you guys I'm worth $78 million. We weren't going for the win, because if we were going for the win, we would have taken a high percentage shot.
I would have ran a pick and roll,
Yep.
decided if they switch, then I got a better matchup off DeRozan.
Yeah.
If they don't switch, because you can get that jumper that he took
Anytime.
anytime you want.
Hey, fine. 29%, you can especially get it.
If you take the pick and roll and they double,
Yeah.
you could pull it back and still get that shot.
And you know the defense is going to key in on him, right? So, again, yeah, there's going to be somebody open if you let something develop. But the fact that he has it in his mind to not let it develop, I mean, that was, if you talk about like hero ball, like that's the definition of hero ball. I'm calling off a play that might work so that I can get the glory if it happens. And, again, I'm not whatever, man. In the grand scheme of things of this season, it doesn't really matter. But a strong coach coaches that shit out before it happens. And he obviously has no interest in running your play. He's waving some people off, and all for that.
You know what's another thing, too? We have a timeout. Because he waved Wendell up twice. He waved Wendell up.
Yeah.
When Zach waved it off, Wendell went down. Hoiberg yelled at Wendell again to come up.
Yeah.
He came up again. First off, I think when he called him up, there was like 9 or 10 seconds on the clock. Once he waved him off, bang a timeout.
Yeah.
Be like, obviously, we're not on the same page.
We're not on the same page.
Let me call a timeout. We have 8 seconds, and we can draw up something else. And then that's maybe when you can have a conversation with Zach. And he's like, hey, listen, I want to go ISO here. I think that's a better option. Then you can go back and reevaluate. I think that was another option.
Well, and I mentioned Archie was hot. I mean, you had players out there that were hot. Archie had a dub yesterday.
22
he was
high.
banging out threes in the fourth quarter.
Career high, yeah.
You know
with
what I mean?
Confidence.
Yeah, with confidence. So if again, bro, you want to step up, you want to be the leader, you want to be the man. I don't know if that's what Zach LaVine wants. I've never heard him say either way whether or not he wants to be the leader on this team. But the leader on this team, the truly good offensive players in the NBA are efficient, right? And they know to look off that shot. You are not Russell Westbrook. You are not – that's a Kobe shot. Let me dribble out 10 seconds and try to take it the last second.
And I think the other thing that needs to be clear is if Kobe takes it, if LeBron takes it, if whoever takes it, they're all bad shots.
Yeah, they're all bad shots.
They're all bad shots.
Yeah.
So, let's be clear on that.
But LeBron can wave off his – but, again, they've earned the respect to at least make that decision, but maybe they won't even. Kobe would.
Yeah.
But LeBron, first off, would never make that play. That he would try to find someone to pass. That's his MO. But, I mean, again, I knew it was going to happen the whole time I was watching. I was like, this isn't going to be good. He's not a great three-point shooter. And you got all these cats in the NBA now thinking that they're great three-point shooters because other guys are great three-point shooters. Look, if you can't shoot it like that, don't try to be that guy.
No doubt. I think it's interesting that let me come back to that because I was going to come back to the Jimmy Butler 2 buzzer beaters. Those aren't good shots either. They just fell. Yeah. And Jimmy knocked him down.
Well, Jimmy has a history of hitting those weird late in the clock in-game shots. I mean, he did that for the Bulls, that off-balance, ugly shit. I mean, and again, still bad shots, but he's Jimmy Butler at least, not Zach LaVine.
Deion Gardner-Smith said, number one, he looked scared of DeRozan. He didn't want to go by him type of thing. I'm just going to settle for a jumper. No confidence in the shot, and he needed to take that pick and roll. That's kind of what we were saying.
The pick and roll was there.
Deion, I feel
and Wendell Carter, what does Wendell Carter do well? He's a great pick and roll player. I mean, that's what it is.
100%.
So he wanted to win the game.
I think one of the other big takeaways from the game, because I remember you hit me yesterday. Yeah. I was catching up on some sleep. I hadn't gotten any sleep in Vegas. Combined with
Vegas isn't good for sleep.
Vegas and not being in my own bed, being at my family's crib, and I just wasn't sleeping very well. So I was catching up on sleep last night. But I watched the game this morning, The jump shot is it's just feast or famine. And our team is taking a lot of jumpers.
A lot of them, yeah.
A lot of jumpers. That was my takeaway from watching the game. We had 11 free throw attempts from 3 different players. LaVine, Archie, and Jabari Parker.
Yeah.
We're just out there shooting jumpers
all day
with no jump shooters.
Yeah, with guys that aren't jump shooters.
A jump shooting team with no jump shooters.
With no jump shooters.
So that's kind of tough.
Let me ask you this. You think Fred is calling all these plays that end in jump shots, or is that what they want to do? Because clearly it's not working. You know what I mean? So if you're calling all these plays, either one of two things is happening. He's calling all these plays that end up with supposed to be getting clean jump shots and stuff, and we're not knocking them down, or the players are just taking their own shots and doing their own thing and not, trying to run the plays that he runs. Because I thought Fred's whole thing was he has all these great plays and draws up a lot of great shit, and he's a great X's and O's coach, and I haven't seen that from the Bulls.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's tough to I struggle with giving him flack on that because of his personnel. His best players are all banged up.
That's fine.
We have no guards. We have no guard rotation. We're running out Shaq. Like, you know what I mean?
So those dudes should be listening to you. Archie isn't guaranteed a long career in the league. Shaq's not guaranteed a long career in the league. I don't know.
Yo, what I wrote on the board today was, where's Tyler Ulis?
Yeah, I don't even see him out there.
He's not playing for the Windy City Bulls.
Yeah.
He's inactive. I was trying to look up if he's hurt. If anybody in the chat knows where Tyler Ulis is, somebody let me know. But I was looking up, like, the last 4 or 5 games for the Windy City Bulls he hasn't played. I would love to see him get some time, especially with how thin we are at guard. My boy Blakeney, as much as I love him, he hasn't been playing well the last couple weeks.
Blakeney leading the league in that corner 3, though.
Yo, he said, he tweeted, catch me in the left corner. So
I mean, Blakely only played 2 minutes and 45 seconds last night. Yeah, I still don't get that. I mean, he should be out there playing, but I guess, I don't know. 37 minutes for Justin Holiday.
Deion Gardner-Smith says, should the Bulls pick up Melo?
Hell no.
Absolutely not.
Nah.
Never. No.
I think. Hey, look, man.
No.
All shout out to Melo. I love Melo, man. Legendary guy as far as his whole situation. But if I'm Melo, man, they're out to get you. They're against you. The narrative will never be for you again. Just ride off into the sunset, dog.
You think that's what he should do?
Spend that power money that Lala's getting in, you know what I'm saying, and just ride off to the sunset. Yeah, bro.
Just go relax.
I mean, they killed him. Houston didn't even give him a chance to get integrated. I just think he's one of those dudes that no matter what he does at this point in time, it's just he has a bad rap, dude. And I don't think Melo's a bad dude. No one's ever come out and say he's a bad dude, bad teammate, or anything like that. I just think he's like forever cursed when he went to the Knicks instead of just waiting to sign in free agency. Remember he had him gut their entire roster when he could have just signed for free agency in the summer. And since then, the narrative on Melo has always been bad, and he hasn't been able to shake it.
Now, the narrative's been bad when he didn't do anything in New York.
The first year they were good.
If he would have done something in New York, the narrative would have been fine.
If they would have done something for him.
We could talk about this for a long time.
I mean, the Knicks are a disaster. But I just think either way, just the public opinion on him isn't strong. And I just, Melo should just go do whatever he does, man. Melo's got a lot of money, man. Just go kick it somewhere. But no, the answer to that question is absolutely not, because what would he do for the Bulls?
Nothing.
I mean, you already have Jabari to fill that role, kind of.
Yeah, the Jabari's mini Melo. 100%.
Another thing I realized, Stacey King hates Jabari Parker.
Oh my God, he does.
He hates him. He can't stand him.
He doesn't really hide it that much.
No, he doesn't hide it either. He watches him on defense, and Jabari's just looking.
He's like, yo, this dude's out of
this
control.
This dude just does not. He doesn't even. Yeah, he's like, Jabari caught looking again. Caught looking again. Doesn't move his feet. He can't stand. He cannot stand his ass.
Doesn't get any easier for the Bulls at Milwaukee tomorrow. Milwaukee is
nice.
Giannis.
Yeah.
We're gonna get up and go catch a game. I think we settled on a date. Yo, I was surprised at how hard.
Chris Middleton. People sleep on Chris Middleton.
Yo, you've been on Chris Middleton.
I've been on Chris Middleton forever. Haven't I been on Chris Middleton?
Nick loves Chris
Middleton's getting like 23 a game right now.
Chris Middleton. Hey, yo, if y'all want to know what to get Big Nick the Quick for Christmas, get him some Chris Middleton or Malcolm Brogdon gear.
If you give me the shout out to anybody who sends me the Brogdon jersey, you know what I'm saying? You can come on the podcast, whatever you want to do.
You can do whatever you want on this pod.
First off, bro.
If you go get Nick the
Hold
Quick
on,
Malcolm
man.
Brogdon jersey.
I'm about to show y'all what it is right now. Chris Middleton right now giving them what? 19 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, shooting 41 from 3.
Yeah. No, he's good.
He's nice, yeah.
Yeah, they have a good team.
They got a good-ass team.
They had a good-ass team.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where they
Boots
go.
and Holders doing his thing out there. Like,
yeah,
he's a
it's
good
cool
coach,
to see
man.
them,
Yeah.
you know,
Shout out Tony
East
Snell.
team making some big noise.
T. Snell.
T. Snell. Our boy Austin Brown reps T. Snell,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
shout out that.
Yeah, for sure.
Forget about the game. Who cares? It was a bad shot from LaVine, but you have to have that attitude. He's trying to have the attitude of a $78 million man on a team that has no help. He's going to take shots like that. Sometimes they're going to fall. Sometimes they're not. Let's keep it moving. We got a game on Wednesday. Let's keep rolling.
Let's keep losing.
Bears-Giants.
Yeah.
Let's switch it up.
G-Men.
First off, 8-3.
Yep.
Got another W on Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
The boy Eddie Jackson is an animal. All pro.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear about it.
All world.
He goes and gets the ball wherever it's at.
Yeah.
He makes plays
And turns up field immediately.
and turns up field and looks to score.
Uh-huh.
We can talk about that week in, week out, every week. I don't care. Bears-Giants, keys to the game for you. How do you feel going into the game? And then I'm going to ask you, after we talk about, I got a couple keys to the game written down. After we talk about that, I want to get into is this a trap game talk?
So I don't think it's a trap game. The only concern I have on the Giants is Saquon Barkley. Saquon's a player, right? I know people may not be watching a lot of Giants games, but if you have Saquon Barkley as a player, he's a football player. He's going to make a play against us. It's just a matter of how many we're going to allow him to make. Normally, Odell Beckham Jr. is a threat, but Eli Manning cannot get the ball down the field at all. They have no threat in their passing game whatsoever. They got some talent, but again, I'm not overly concerned with them. I'm not. I think I'm done with the trap game. I thought the trap game was Thursday. You know, I told you that 4.5 was looking tasty. Like, I thought that was a game that the Bears could easily, fuck up. I think now we're about business. I'm not worried about the Giants. Have you watched Eli Manning play football in the last 2 years? He can't push the ball downfield, dog.
We are going to thrash the Giants.
Yeah.
The Giants cannot stay on the field with us in any way, shape, or form.
They can't protect the quarterback. They can't do any of that. And he's immobile.
Eli Manning is Huff. We all know that, but let's talk Saquon Barkley.
Huffy.
We know we have to stop Saquon Barkley.
That's it.
Our defense is second in the league in rushing yards allowed.
Yeah.
We don't give up rushing yards.
Right.
We don't give up rushing yards. Their best player is Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
They're 26th in the league stopping the run. If they're going to let us run on top of how intricate our offense can be, they just don't have a chance. Eli absolutely will turn it over with any type of pressure.
Yeah.
With our secondary that we have, is the amount of turnovers that we create, I don't see how this is even a game. And I don't care if Trubisky starts.
Boy's going to fold like a table.
Yes.
Every time they get back there.
I don't care if Trubisky starts. I don't care if Chase Daniel starts.
You care if Tyler Bray starts?
Yes, he's the one. Tyler Bray has no business in the NFL, and don't even bring his name up again.
Yeah. but with Saquon, man, again, I mean, I understand the Bears' rush defense is great. But Saquon is not like I need 20 or 25 carries to do the damage. It just takes one. He's one of those dudes where it just takes one play, and he makes one person miss, and you're in trouble. And that's what I'm worried about with him.
But I don't mind.
He's not like a pounded, like the Bears. Yeah, he's not like, to me, he's not like your traditional like running back like that. That dude's just a home run hitter, man. Like, he's got crazy speed, crazy vision, crazy cutback ability. But I don't think he's going to beat us alone. I'm just worried about those big plays from him. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. It's the only thing I worry about with the Giants. But he's a player.
I even think, say we do give up a big play like Lamar Miller going for 97 last night.
Yeah.
Like, say he does that. Okay, we give up that play.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't see. He's going to have to do that 3 times.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
You know what I mean? They can't stretch the field at all.
They cannot.
Mac and those boys are going to be all over Eli. He's going to fold like a chair.
Yeah. And
we're going to be all over those boys. I wouldn't be surprised if we had 3 turnovers on Sunday.
Yeah. No,
Straight like
I
that.
don't even think that's a bold statement at all. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's what we averaged
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not worried about the Giants or anything like that. Where are you at with Odell Beckham?
Oh man.
Like, just where I don't even know if I've ever asked you this before. Where are you at overall with just Odell, period?
As a person?
Just overall, like his game combined with his image and his
his game is
him
great.
as a person.
Yeah, his game is great. I don't blame him for what's going on with this offense or his lack of involvement and everything like that. Him as a person, man, I mean, if that's your thing, he's perfect for like the Instagram generation. He does the dances and he's got the hair and he kicks it with Drake and all that shit. I'm not really big on all that. I'm not big on like the prima donna type guy, but it's cool. He doesn't bother me. Not like other people has bothered me. I think he's harmless. I think the issue you have, and I think with wide receivers especially, like wide receivers are unique in the fact that even when the team's bad or whatever, let's say you're a linebacker and the team sucks, right? You're not necessarily complaining about your role, right? You're saying we suck. Like, yeah, we're out there, we're really sucking. When you're a wideout like Odell Beckham Jr. and you're not getting the ball like you're used to, he's literally sitting back there saying, they suck. Yeah. I don't suck. I'm out here running these routes. I'm getting open. They're just not giving me the ball. Because when you're a wideout, what do? That's your job. Catch the ball. You make 6-7 plays a game. Other than that, you're irrelevant. You know what I mean? So I think he's looking at it like, man, I'm just running around here. I'm doing what I need to do. I'm not really a part of it, and they suck. So he calls out the coach. He calls out his quarterback. He just got paid. He wants to live up to the deal. He wants to do his touchdown dances and all that shit. And at the end of the day, he's a great player. He knows he's a great player. He knows he can help them win. But he's sitting there looking at them trot out Eli every single week, right? When you have a young quarterback on the roster that you won't play, and he's just saying, why? Why? What do we keep trying Eli for? Throw Luetta out there and just see what he can do at this point. I mean, I don't understand. I understand his frustration. This isn't one of those situations usually when wide receivers start bitching and you're like, shut up. Right. But I do think that that's unique. People need to look at when you think about wide receivers, like what is their role on the football field. They're that one position that if they're not involved, they truthfully feel like they're not doing anything.
I think it just really frustrates playmakers when the team isn't doing anything on, they're a bad team, and you feel like you can make a difference, but you just can't get your hands on the rock.
100%.
It's like, yo, you guys are not doing enough to get me the rock because I can make a difference here. We're not scoring any points. We're not making any big plays. We're not stretching out the defense. Do everything you can to get me the ball, and he feels like they're not doing that.
But the ball can't get to him because your quarterback can't deliver it. I mean, he's a downfield receiver, and your quarterback cannot throw the ball downfield.
So since the Bears got the Giants this week, let's talk a little bit about the Giants. Now, if you could go back in time, knowing what you know about Saquon, we knew he was going to be a player, but he's a player. He leads the league in rushing.
Yep.
He's going to lead the league in rushing.
My answer to your question is yes.
You already know what I'm going to ask?
Yeah.
No matter, so like you wouldn't, knowing what you know now, you'd still take Saquon and not a quarterback.
100%. Because here's the thing, you need a football. I understand you need a quarterback more than anything, right? But you need a football team. If Saquon Barkley was the best player on the board at that point in time, and let's say you said that you thought Baker Mayfield was the best quarterback and he's head and shoulders above everybody else, and then you have a drop-off to Darnold and Allen and Rosen and all those guys, but you feel that Saquon's better and you know you needed a running back and you needed a dynamic player like that, I still would take Saquon. I know people kill him for that. You should have taken Darnold. You need to start developing a quarterback. But if you don't believe in these guys, like if you don't have them as that dude that's worth a number 2 pick, but then you draft Saquon who's not going to suck, like you know for a fact Saquon's going to produce in the NFL and he will for a while, you already have him there. So what? You're not going to be good this year anyways. You'll suck again this year, and guess what? You can draft a quarterback in this draft. And you have a Saquon Barkley who's already a year in the league to pair with that quarterback. So now you're giving that quarterback a weapon. Here's your running back. Here's your wide receiver. We got you those players. I think you got skill position players.
I think it'll be interesting to see how they pan out.
Yeah.
If somehow Rosen or Darnold, they turn out to be elite.
Yeah.
Then it'll be. I think it might be a little bit.
Yeah,
of an
but
issue.
hindsight will always be 2020.
Yeah, always. But you can always go get backs. You know what's interesting is, I say that, and I'm gonna even contradict myself here. I was listening to Waddle and Sylvie. And Waddle was talking about, like, everyone keeps saying, like, you could get running back.
Yeah, you just say, here's a running back, there's a running back.
Running back.
Yeah.
But then, like, we were he pulled up, like, the top 10 rushing leaders in the league. They were, like, 80% first round.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I don't get. Yeah.
It was like McCaffrey, Saquon,
Like James Conner out of nowhere, but
yeah, James Conner.
But he was a third-round pick.
He's a third-round pick. But, like, he was going down the list, and all these running backs, like Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
Like, he was going through all these running backs.
High pedigree guys.
They were all high pedigree dudes.
Leonard Fournette. Change the Jags.
Fournette, yeah. Like,
you can get someone to play the running back position, right?
Yeah.
Who can be productive. But if you want a truly good running back, someone's going to be a top 5
Zeke
rusher in the
Elliott.
league. Zeke Elliott.
Like,
Yo,
these
those
are
guys
all
make a difference.
top dudes.
Those guys make a difference. So, yeah, I think that, like, running backs for a while were overvalued. But now people have started to just undervalue them completely and say, oh, like, you know, let's just pass on the running back because we'll find another one. Look, dude, there's a difference between Saquon Barkley and somebody drafted in the 4th or 5th round. There's a difference between Saquon Barkley and an undrafted free agent. A massive difference.
Yeah.
We said it. You watched Saquon, right? You watched him last year. You knew what he could do. You knew that was going to translate to the NFL. And what's the difference between an 80-yard pass and an 80-yard touchdown run? There is no difference. You still get 6. And he's going to give you that. So I don't, I'm not in that rush. But again, if you had somebody rated higher than him, yeah, go ahead and take it. But you got to trust your draft board.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's not like Darnold's tearing out. Like, clearly Baker Mayfield was by far the best quarterback in this draft.
Seems
it's
so.
not even fucking close.
Speaking of, we're gonna get
not
into
even
Baker
close.
here
Say
in a
what you got to,
second.
but it's not even like on the field. He is killing it, right?
Yeah.
9 touchdowns, 1 pick over the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But Barkley's a player, man. He's going to be around for a while, and he's going to be elite.
Let's close it out. This Bears talk.
Would you have drafted Zeke Elliott a couple years ago?
Zeke was an animal.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. These
Imagine Dallas with no Zeke right now.
Yeah, it'd be
Boys would be
trouble.
-2 and 8. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
It's true.
What's the chat line say?
The trap game. Really quick on this, and I'm going to talk about one more thing.
Yeah.
The trap game. I think you have to be very, very elite for a good amount of time to even have the opportunity to call a game a trap game.
Yeah.
We just got good.
Yeah.
Ain't no trap games for us.
It's not a trap
We
game.
just got 8-3. We got a new coach, new quarterback. Trap game.
Yeah.
Every game for us is trying to go out there and get better.
And win, yeah.
Tom Brady and those guys can have trap
Yeah,
games.
we're not looking past anybody.
Right.
Trap game is someone
Like,
you look past them like, yeah, exactly. Tom Brady has trap games.
Tom Brady and the Steelers and those guys have trap games when every year after year, week after week, you're expected to go out there and win ball games by double digits. We don't have no trap game. I don't want to hear about a trap game. Even though the Rams are on the horizon, that's going to be an interesting game. One more thing I want to talk about. I added you to this tweet. Olin Kreutz said,
Oh, yeah, I saw that, yeah.
you don't have to worry about the run game like where it is. Matt Nagy in the offense, they're
Bears,
just
they're
not,
not
interested in it.
Yeah.
And that was so simple and so well said. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you this. The Giants are 26th in the league in rush defense. If Trubisky doesn't start and Chase Daniels plays and Jordan Howard doesn't get 20 runs, it's just like I already believe it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But then you can go ahead and just
You can pencil that in.
confirm what Kreutz is saying, that we just have no interest in running the football whatsoever because this is a tailor-made situation, especially if Trubisky doesn't play, to just run the ball down the New York Giants' throat.
But we don't have that.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, like, if you don't see it this week,
It's not going to happen.
it's just never going to happen.
Never.
And there's just no interest in trying to do it.
Yeah. Can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
Then this is we didn't really talk about this, but I just thought about it when I was watching the game the other day. What are your? I don't want to know your thoughts on this guy. What are your thoughts overall on Phillip Rivers? So they pulled a stat the other day. You know that Phillip Rivers is statistically the most successful quarterback to never play in a Super Bowl?
What's up? My fault.
Phillip Rivers is statistically the most successful quarterback to never play in a Super Bowl.
I believe that.
What do you think about Phillip Rivers? I was thinking, like, when they showed that stat the other day, I kind of sat back. Like, how do you look at his career?
I think he's a good quarterback. He's turnover prone. He seems to be clutch in moments and then not clutch in others. He's a solid quarterback.
26 touchdowns, 6 picks this year.
He's Dan Fouts.
Don't just Chargers quarterback. Shout out
He's
Dan
Dan Fouts.
Completed 70% of his passes. Too.
Like, give me someone to compare Phillip Rivers to.
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to think. Like,
Phillip
how would you compare
Rivers,
it? Like, dude has statistically has had a wonderful career. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, has had a great career.
Statistically
like,
great.
The Chargers are always at least 8-8. But they're
That's the
never
problem.
like
They're always
great.
8-8.
Yeah, they're always no. But sometimes they'll be 12-4, 13-3, and then sometimes they'll be 8-8.
Right.
This year they're 8-3.
He's a good quarterback.
Yeah.
He's a good quarterback.
I just feel like he never gets. He doesn't get. He kind of gets forgotten over there.
Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
Good quarterback.
That's all I gotta say about
Next
him.
question.
Yeah. Next question.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't really go into depth about like, do I trust him in a game?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's a good quarterback, but like, that's about it. Like,
Yeah, it's funny he gets looked at that way, but then you look at like his career numbers, and it's like, damn, Phillip Rivers, great career, but
yeah, great career, good quarterback.
All right.
Yeah.
Random Phillip Rivers. Shout out Phillip Rivers and his 8 kids.
Before we get into Baker Mayfield, I do want to get your take on this, since it's in the NFC North. What is this Rodgers-McCarthy situation?
Fire that man.
They
should have fired him 3 years ago.
Aaron Rodgers despises Mike McCarthy.
Should have fired him years ago, bro.
I want everyone listening right now, everyone watching, and I want to get your take on this. Answer this question for me. McCarthy calls the offense. Aaron Rodgers has his input. Have you ever, in the last, I don't even know, 2 full seasons, seen them speak on the sideline once?
Nah, never.
They run the offense together. McCarthy calls the plays into Aaron Rodgers. They never speak.
Yeah.
They never speak. They never say a word to each other. There was this guy that I met in Vegas he was a Packers fan. He was like, I honestly think that there's plays that McCarthy will call Rodgers won't like, and he'll run them anyway just to be like, see, I told you that shit
didn't
wasn't going to work.
Yeah.
Like,
that might be Rodgers, though. There's always been the rap on Rodgers that he is a very introverted, like, not really vocal type of guy. You know what I mean? Like, obviously he's passionate and stuff, but he's not really the type of guy who's going to go out of his way. But, I mean, it is strange to have a weird non-coach quarterback speaking at all. I just think that Mike McCarthy is a terrible coach, bro. I think he's been a terrible coach. I think he got himself an extra few years with a Super Bowl win, of course, but he is a terrible coach.
Extra few?
He makes
been like, what, 6?
Terrible late game. There's no coach you want less coaching a close game in the fourth quarter than Mike McCarthy, because he is due to do something terrible managing the clock, call a bad timeout, not know the situation. Terrible timeouts, bro. He has no feel for the situation at all.
Yeah.
He's a bad coach. They're wasting Aaron Rodgers. Finally, this year, the national media has caught up with the fact that Mike McCarthy's a shitty coach. But if you watch the Packers every year like we do, he's bad, bro.
Yeah.
He's just bad. I'm sorry. They've had years where they should have been a lot better.
Yeah.
They had that year. They had the year where Randall Cobb and Jordy Nelson were doing their fucking thing, and you didn't get a Super Bowl out of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, when they won the Super Bowl? 2009.
2009, something like that.
Yeah, it's been 10 fucking years.
Second year.
What are we doing? What are we doing here?
What's happening?
What are we doing here?
You know, there's Marvin Lewis.
Yeah, what are we doing? Yeah, Marvin Lewis, 16 years and counting. I don't know what pictures he has or who he knows in Cincinnati that can ruin some shit, but
yeah, man, hey, man.
Wait, hold on real quick on Marvin Lewis.
Yeah.
Stephen A even said the other day, and I felt this before, like I didn't want to criticize Marvin Lewis, who's a black coach.
Yeah.
But Stephen A is like, I've been criticizing the black community for saying this, but it's time to fire Marvin Lewis, and I'm there, man.
Yeah.
But they should replace him with another black coach, but they should fire Marvin Lewis.
All right, let's switch over to yeah, I'm just so glad that they're losing, and I love it. But let's switch over to
who, the Bengals?
No, the
Packers.
Yeah, the Packers. Let's switch over to Baker Mayfield. Y'all are locked in on the NFL. Y'all saw what he did to what's his name? I just blanked on.
Hue Jackson.
Hue Jackson. You saw what he did after.
That's how relevant he is.
Didn't want to show him any love. Here's the clip.
Shout out to Demarius Randall for handing him the ball on the sidelines, though. That was hilarious.
Yeah, that was awesome. And then he kind of just was like, turned around and threw it down.
Yeah. That was hilarious. They did not fuck with him.
Yeah. Baker Mayfield on post-game talking about the Hue Jackson situation.
I don't know. Left Cleveland, goes down to Cincinnati. I don't know. That's just somebody that was in our locker room asking for us to play for him and then goes to a different team. We play twice a year. Everybody can have their spin on it, but that's how I feel.
So you had a little bit of a bad taste in your mouth?
No, I mean, it's just like any rivalry game. That's just how it is now. That's how I'm going to treat it every time we play them, but it's nothing, you know, there's no hate. That's just how it is. That's how I'm going to treat it, and I think that's how our team should treat it too. Be the mentality.
Is there any feeling in your mind that Hue was the reason this team wasn't winning?
No, what it comes down to is we still have the same players. That's what I said when everything was happening. We just had to play better. You know what? You can put your own spin on it, but we have the same players. Yeah, we have people that we believe in calling the plays now.
To what do you attribute the fact that almost?
Wow, we have people we believe in calling the plays now.
Yeah.
Like, all right, listen up, bro. Like, hold on. Baker Mayfield. Let's look at what's really happening here, right?
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield does not rock with Hue Jackson because Hue Jackson didn't start him in the beginning of the year. Pure point blank.
What else did he do? Hue Jackson also told me he had to compete for the backup spot.
That's bullshit. So like that's bullshit, and Baker knew that was bullshit. Baker's mad at Hue Jackson because he didn't start him in the beginning of the year, and it ended up being a fatal mistake by Hue Jackson because he lost his job.
He's going to lose his job anyway.
No, he might not have, man. They might have been competing like they are now with Baker at the helm.
He's a bad coach. But, yeah, I see what you're saying.
He has a grudge against Hue for that because, and I understand that, but you don't kick a guy like Hue Jackson while he's down.
What do you mean a guy like Hue Jackson?
What I mean
What's
by that,
like Hue
a
Jackson?
guy like Hue Jackson, he still had, a part in getting you drafted there. He said he liked him. They went through it. I watched Hard Knocks. He liked Baker.
Yeah.
He had confidence in Baker. I think he also felt like he had to do right by Tyrod Taylor and play him. That's kind of where that situation came up. He didn't know what to do with Tyrod because he signed him, and I'm sure he gave him some shit like, you're going to come to Cleveland, you're going to play. He didn't know what to do with that situation. He fumbled that. For Baker, not showing him any love after the game, I have no problem with that. You don't want to give him a hug and do some fake shit like, what up, coach? Man, good game. I don't have any problem with that. The problem I have is after in the press conference saying, you preach to us about, you love the Cleveland Browns, and then you go down there to Cincinnati and you're with them now. That dude needs a job. He wants to stay in the league.
Yeah.
Forget about him going down to Cincinnati wasn't to spite Cleveland. It was the only place he could go. There was no one else was going to offer him a job. So for him to come out there and bash him in the second in the post-game presser, and then come out and say, take it how you want it. We have the same players, and we're winning now, basically, is what he said. And we have confidence in the people that are calling the plays now. Those are all shots at Hue Jackson that were unnecessary. He didn't have to do any of those.
That's Baker.
And I like Baker Mayfield, and I think you have to have that attitude to be successful in the NFL, but you don't send those shots at Hue Jackson's way for no reason.
This is Baker Mayfield, though. That's his thing, man. I mean, he's always been that way. They're talking about a walk-on. You're talking about a guy who had to transfer schools. Talking about a guy who at one time was 7th on the depth chart. He's always needed something or someone to go after, right? He needs that target, and that's what motivates him. That's what fuels him. Now, do I think he's right for? No, I don't have any problem with Hue Jackson going to the Bengals. Of course, Hue Jackson needs a job. Look, Hue Jackson has bills just like everybody else, and if someone wants to offer him an opportunity to get a job, he's allowed to do that. But I also don't have a problem with Baker Mayfield calling it out. I don't, because I think it's much ado about nothing, man. I mean, that's just Baker Mayfield. That's always been who he is.
And you know,
he talks a lot of shit. You remember what was the biggest concern with Baker Mayfield coming out? This dude's attitude. He's cocky. He's arrogant. He's an asshole. That's just who he is. I mean, look at him. I mean, any interview you have, he's arrogant like that. He's just an arrogant dude.
Pipe down, bruh.
Who, Baker?
Yeah, y'all smashed the Bengals.
No, I don't have a problem with that either,
bro. Touchdown against the Bengals?
He's trying to change the culture. Pipe down for what? These boys won one game over 2 years.
And I get that.
They just won an in-state rivalry game.
But there's going to be weeks coming, probably this season, where – because right now it looks like Hue Jackson left. He was holding Baker back. Now Baker's all of a sudden, he throws touchdowns all day. That's all he does now. There's going to be a stretch in this season, I'm sure, where he's playing like shit.
Yeah.
And then it's not there's not going to be the scapegoat of, well, what's going on now here, Baker? Hugh's not here.
That won't be this year.
You just threw 3 interceptions.
That won't be this year. That's next year. That's next year. They're playing with house money right now. If they do well, everybody's happy. If they suck, they're the Browns. Next year, he'll have a whole offseason of hype and expectation in the new Cleveland Browns. And next year, that's the case. This year, they could not win another fucking ball game. It doesn't matter. But I don't think he needs to pipe anything down.
All I'm saying is that
team needs an identity.
Yeah.
They need a leader. They need a quarterback.
I'm talking about on the presser after the game.
Fuck you, Jack. Who cares?
Who cares? I don't agree with
What is he supposed to do? They asked a question. Why didn't you do that? I don't fuck with them. If only more people were so honest.
No, and I like it.
If only more people was, hey, look, I don't fuck with him. Regardless of whether or not you agree with why he doesn't fuck with him, he came out there and said, I don't fuck with him. I didn't trust his play calling. I don't want to dap the man up. Let's fucking move on. And then he wrote again on the Instagram post the other night when because I guess Damian Woody was like, oh, well, this is a guy who went from Texas Tech to Oklahoma. And he was like, wrong. I was a fucking walk-on. I didn't have a scholarship. I had to go somewhere else. You see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's just Baker, man. That's who he is. I like it, man. I like what it does for the team. I like that he's going to come out there and say that. It's clear none of the players in that locker room fucked with him. My man straight up handed him the ball after he intercepted him. That's disrespect.
I mean, listen.
So he's speaking for his teammates.
Now, let me be clear. I rock with Baker Mayfield. Hue Jackson is a shit coach.
Terrible.
And if you watch that Hard Knocks,
God,
you saw it.
Yeah,
plain as day.
Yeah, Todd Haley did not fuck with him.
Like,
and Todd Haley's an asshole too.
There's just no way this dude should be running a team. He just doesn't have it.
So someone said, but he's a rookie. I don't know if they were talking about the fact because he's a leader or whatever it is, but who cares? It doesn't matter, man.
Yeah,
he is the face of the franchise now. This is their identity. I love that confidence because that confidence means you have to deliver. Like you said, he has to deliver.
And I agree.
So he's gonna
and
bust
I like
his
the
ass
confidence.
and go out and deliver.
Team
has won one ball game in 2 years, bro. That locker room is stale.
He didn't have to clown Hue the way he did. That's all I'm saying. Have some respect, kill it, and the thing about it is, after that week, you'll probably never have to talk about him again. So just be like, hey, I'm glad. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad we got the W. What happened with you and Hue? You know what I'm saying? I just wasn't in talking
I don't
mood.
fuck with him. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
fine. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
just don't really have a problem with it. I was surprised it got so much traction because I was like, I don't really have a problem with it. He just doesn't fuck with them.
No, it's true. All right. I was in. You want to talk about this Black Twitter?
Black Twitter.
Lead the way, bro. Lead the way.
So yeah, obviously a big week in Black Twitter. Dwight Howard's story broke, and regardless of what we want to talk about that, we're not really going to get on that. But it was funny as I'm talking to people this week, kind of like over the last couple of days about that story. A lot of people didn't really know about it, didn't really know all the details about it. You can't go on CNN.com and get this story. You're not going to get on ESPN or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
And it dawned on me like, yo, Black Twitter, first off, we all know Black Twitter is a thing. If you don't know what Black Twitter is, we're going to break it down a little bit for you. But it also made me realize there's a large section of the population that's – you and I are on Black Twitter. Yeah. There's a large section of the population that's not on Black Twitter. And a story like this can only appear on Black Twitter.
Yeah,
right?
That was a yes.
Yes, like 100%. So if you're not familiar with Black Twitter, man, obviously, Twitter, social media, tweets, sending out messages, things like that. Black Twitter is pretty self-explanatory. It's Black Twitter. Whenever something happens in the news, a big story, whatever it might be, there's the regular mainstream reaction, and then there's the Black Twitter reaction. And it's glorious. And if you're not fucking with it, you need to get on it. And yeah, it was just kind of eye-opening.
It's just real raw takes.
Real raw takes. And it's the only way you could break that story down in like 20 threads, right?
It's real raw takes.
It was like a 20-thread story, real raw takes. Like I was talking to my girl, like a perfect example of Black Twitter, like the best case scenario for Black Twitter is like Jesus and Miro. Like two dudes who were funny as hell on Twitter and got their own TV show. But yeah, man, Black Twitter's real out here. It broke that story, and it's glorious. Check it out.
I think the Dwight Howard situation is interesting just because I do want to talk about it a little bit. I think me and you actually talked about this on the text thread. I think the NBA and the sports world in general may be ready for gay players and might not be worried about, a player on their team being gay. I think the trans thing is a little different. People are a little farther along on the gay aspect. I think the trans part of that really changed the narrative. And it's a shame because all the reasons he wouldn't want to come out and talk about that and what he was doing is how Black Twitter responded and just people in general is exactly why he would be afraid to come out and say that stuff.
Probably.
So
I also think, look, man, I mean, if there's one person who couldn't come out on the right side of this, not the right side, but like just people hate Dwight Howard, bro. That's what it comes down to. He's not getting any sympathy from anybody out there. If Twitter has the chance to destroy Dwight Howard, they're going to do it. But yeah, I mean, whatever. The story's the story, man. Like,
do whatever you
want to do, man. If you feel happy doing
want.
what you do what you do, bro. I got no problem with it. We're also from a more liberal upbringing to where we don't really give a fuck. Like, hey, is he a good guy? Well, I don't really care what he does. But, again, I just thought it was real funny how that story gained major legs in Black Twitter, but you don't find nothing on ESPN or nothing like that. They didn't know how to cover it.
Yeah,
Black Twitter broke that story.
Yeah, it's tough to cover.
It's tough to cover, man. Like, when a news story breaks to me, I go to Black Twitter for my reactions if you really want to know.
Yeah.
I don't check the CNN or none of that. I don't talk to the talking heads.
Get the real talks.
I want to know what the people say, man.
Yeah,
so
man.
No Ketchup Chicago is for Black Twitter. Shout out. Someone said Black Twitter is the best shit out there, laughing my ass off.
Yeah, that's facts. All right. That's all we got for y'all this week, man. Bears.
Oh, hold up. No.
You got something?
Oh, yeah.
My fault.
I got my, hold on, man. I got my my Darren Rovell cornball of the week.
Oh, let's go. I didn't even know you had one. Let's go.
Seated to the left of me right now, Mr. Sean Little.
Oh, this
so
is
a few weeks ago, Sean.
Yeah, okay.
From the town, grew up down the street from the university, was hating on the hometown hero, Pat Fitzgerald. And I told you that week, I said, look, man.
He's a hometown hero now.
He's a hometown hero from the town, bro.
Hometown hero, Pat Fitzgerald.
Pat Fitzgerald, baby.
Okay.
So, yeah, obviously, you were talking, and you're just like, man, I don't like Pat Fitzgerald. I don't get what he's doing, right? And this was like 5 weeks ago before they played. I forget who they played. Since then, man, they're 8-1 in the conference. And this weekend, they're playing the Ohio State University in the Big Ten championship game. So I say all that to say this, man. Look, hate them all you want to. Pat Fitzgerald is doing his job. He's doing his job. They're winning ball games. He keeps them competitive every year. Northwestern doesn't suck all the time like it used to back in the day. I think that's a tough school to recruit to. I was looking at the top 25 universities in America, right? And only like 4 of them have a good football team. And 3 out of those 4 are Stanford, UCLA, and USC.
Notre Dame's not on there?
Notre Dame, too. I'm sorry, Notre Dame. Fuck yeah. Notre Dame. Notre Dame was on there, too, though, right? But if you think about it, those schools can recruit, right? Stanford, UCLA, SC, Notre Dame, they get players, dog.
Why can't we recruit?
Because it's hard. I think that when you're looking at the best players in the Midwest, who's really trying to be like, oh, yeah, I want to go to Northwestern? The guy who thinks logically about his career is like, 4 years, I might not be in the NFL, but I could be a doctor. That's who you get at Northwestern, right? So I think, with the players that he's not getting the blue chippers, especially not like a quarterback position, right? Those guys are going to Penn State, Michigan, Ohio State, all the other Big Ten schools. With what he's had to work with, I think he's done a great job. And I think the fact that they're in this Big Ten championship game before Michigan made one, that's big for them, bro. That's big. They go 8-4. Hey, 8-4, bro. 7-5, whatever it might be. That's a good season for Northwestern. If you were a Northwestern alumni, would you be happy with Pat Fitzgerald? Because you can't compare it to like Alabama and all those schools where it's 12-0 is what you need to do. What are you looking at the standings?
Yeah.
8-1 in the Big Ten. Only Big Ten loss was to Michigan.
Now listen. I'm not gonna. Great job. Great job by.
All right, everybody get ready. Here we go.
Great job by Pat Fitzgerald and Northwestern. I'm a Northwestern fan. I want to see them do well. If you think this squad is a ringer,
no,
or anything like that, and you know what, I'm gonna sound super salty and
they don't have
going down this road, but that side of the Big Ten is trash. He better have won that side of the Big Ten.
That's the same thing. That's the same way I feel.
He better have won that side of the Big Ten.
The same way about that statement when people say, "Oh, the schedule was trash." Look, dog,
they
lined up the players against him and the teams against him to play, and he beat them.
Wisconsin,
stop it.
Huff, that whole side of the Big Ten is trash. congrats to Pat Fitzgerald and Northwestern. I want them to put up a fight against Ohio State, no doubt. He's proven me wrong. I'll take that L.
Yeah.
They're competitive. They're solid. He hasn't been making very many bad decisions lately.
No.
They've been winning games by a wide margin.
Without blue chippers, bro.
Without
no blue chippers, man.
So I'll give him his
He's not
props.
getting the blue chippers.
He's supposed to win that side of the division, though. That side of the division is tough.
I guess I would say this. There's no reason that Northwestern should be better than U of I.
Not one other team in that division has 6 wins. That side of the division.
Hey, man, you line them up, and that's who I play.
Was that you take a shot at Lovey?
No, Lovey got that extension. Shout out Lovey. I'm taking a shot at U of I. U of I. Look, bro, if I was a U of I alumni, I would call up there and be like, look, bro, what is going on?
Yeah.
Y'all can't get no kid from the city of Chicago.
No, they can't do anything.
You cannot get a kid from the city of Chicago to play basketball. We're talking at U of I. Jabari didn't go. John Shire's high school coach was Bruce Weber's brother. Now, he was going to Duke. I get it. But either way, you couldn't get him in on that. You couldn't get any of these dudes. You haven't had good players.
We talk about that once
U of I, yeah, U of I is a joke, man. It's a joke of an athletic program.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, I'll take that L on Pat Fitzgerald.
Big L.
This year.
Hey, let's go Northwestern. Northwestern's going to win this. You know what I'm saying? We Northwestern, baby.
I hope so. Northwestern,
Go Cats.
Ohio State, the spread's 14. I saw the early line.
Is that what it is?
That sounds like too many. But
that sounds like not enough.
The way Ohio State looked the other night.
I thought it'd be a lot higher than 14.
The way Ohio State looked the other day was crazy.
Where do they play?
I think it's in Indianapolis, no?
Okay.
I don't know.
Lucas Oil?
What's up?
Lucas Oil?
Lucas Oil, yeah. I think it's in Indianapolis. I just guessed, but that's typically where it's been at.
Andy Luck's territory?
In the previous
balling,
years.
By the way. I gotta walk back my Andy Luck stuff. He's balling.
Yeah, me too.
He's balling.
Yeah, he's playing well. He's healthy, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Hey, man, that's No Catch Up Chicago for this week. We haven't mentioned this in a while. If you rock with us, go give us a 5-star review on iTunes. Go show us some love there. That'll shoot us up the charts. Give us some more exposure there.
Hey,
comment, like.
Throw us in your Instagram stories, too, if you're listening right now. Hit the quick screenshot at No Catch Up Chicago. Send the link out to some friends, man. Send it on an email. Put it on your Facebook. Put it on your Black Twitter account if you got one.
Yeah.
We trying to be popping in Black Twitter tonight, but for real, all that love means a lot to us. We're just trying to spread the word. We love that more people are joining every week.
Yeah,
awesome.
Man. Everybody on the chat. Terrell McCarter, Bearbound on 89.
Sports and Shoes TV, been talking a lot.
That's my guy. Zach, Aaron was on there. A lot of folks is on there, man, giving us some questions, giving us some love. So thank you so much for that. Appreciate y'all tuning in. This episode will be up right after we hop off. For Nick the Quick, I am your host, Sean Little. No Catch Up Chicago, for Chicago, by Chicago. Listen up.
Get it.
Jordan Howard, 9 carries on